and this is the Bean and Sync 366 video series. Every video in this series is intended to help you have actionable content that you can do on your own that will help you align within. Because we're much better as human beings when we are aligned, okay? So, everything that I'm going to give you is aligned to the natural laws, the law of one. So, today I'm talking about being a victim of circumstance. And this is part of an archetype that's known as a victimizer archetype. So, when this archetype is resonating within your energy field, it is a low frequency vibration. So, I want to give you a couple of examples that may help you in shifting out of that. Although it can be very challenging, know that it can be done. It does take conscious awareness. If you need help, you could always reach out to me. However, it is a regular practice. So a victimizer is somebody who feels like they're a victim of their circumstance. So, for example, let's just say you interviewed for a job and you didn't get it. Okay. Um, you could be woe is me, feeling really down on yourself, like you didn't do a good enough job, or these people, they're just out for, like these type of people, they don't like me because I'm not white, or I'm not one of the boys, or whatever the situation is. What I will suggest to you is that perspective is exactly the archetype of the victimizer. And so, what you want to do when you have awareness that you may have thoughts about that are not supportive. So, first of all, you just want to accept it. I didn't get the job. It doesn't matter why you didn't get the job. It really does not matter why you didn't get the job. The only things that matter is that you weren't aligned. And that's it. That's it. So the faster you can get to that point of it is what it is. It's not what I would have preferred, but it is what it is. And pure acceptance without any judgment about any mental mind juggling that you may be doing, whatever mental looping you may do, just pure acceptance. And once you can get into pure acceptance of whatever it is that you're contending with, this allows for a different potential to emerge for you. You will not get those future potentials in that victimizer energy archetype, because what that does is it downward spirals you. And I'm just giving you one example. I'm going to give you another example that doesn't have to do with work. It has to do with your personal health. Let's just use that as an example. Let's just say you have a realization that your health is not optimal. Maybe you went to a doctor and the doctor gave you a diagnosis that was not favorable, and it really bummed you out. So, which, by the way, you're in good company, because that happens repeatedly all the time. Doctors all the time give wrong misinformation. In fact, the leading cause of death isn't an illness, it's doctor mistakes. Okay. So nobody's telling you all that, but that's the truth. So you could get upset that that doctor gave you misinformation, or that they gave you a horrible diagnosis, or that you're so horrible that your health is poor. And what are you going to do? And you go into this woe is me. I'm a victim of the circumstance of my health. My cholesterol's too high. There are alternatives out there. Go get different opinions. But you can't go get different opinions with the same that I'm a victim of the circumstance. Absolutely. Do not accept a diagnosis as your identity. That's number one. Don't be a victim of a label. You are more than that. So you want to really purely accept full responsibility that, okay, maybe your health is not so good. It's really shit. Okay. Maybe you didn't take care of yourself for 10, 15, 20, 30 years that you really didn't know how to take care of yourself. Maybe you're just learning about this thing called self-love and this journey of vitality and wellness and longevity. Like maybe you weren't exposed to it 30 years ago or 20 years or 10 years ago or maybe even 2 years ago. You didn't even know it existed. So you're not a victim. It's ignorance. You just didn't know. And you just accept that I didn't know. I didn't know what I know now. And I accept purely now that my body is my responsibility, not the doctors, not the nurses. It's nobody's responsibility. I don't even need to be woe is me. I just need to accept that this is my circumstance and it can change. And it changes as I change. And so then you make a commitment to fully accept, just like you did in the other scenario where you're in a job, right? And you didn't get the job and you wanted the promotion so bad and you really deserved it, but you didn't get it. So, okay, it didn't happen. Once you get into acceptance, again, you're going to open to potentials. All of potentials start from a higher frequency. They're never going to be in a downward spiral. So the key about this victim victimizer archetype that runs patterns in your energy field is awareness that it even exists. Hey, am I a victim to this person? Am I a victim to this situation? If the answer is yes, that's where you say, you know what? I accept this is what it is, and I'm not going to label it in any way, and nobody is to blame for my situation. I take full responsibility. And it's from that moment that you can completely live a different potential. And from that moment, and then the actions that there follow thereafter, which is, you know what? I want a different position. I want a promotion. I need to get help. How am I going to get help? How am I going to get better? How am I going to improve myself? My health, same thing. Maybe I need to make some changes in my health and they need to be more significant than what I thought. Okay. So we just go into what is the next step after I take full responsibility. That is how you change. That is how you flow into a different frequency that is higher and it's much closer to the frequency of love, which is all encompassing. So I hope you found this helpful. My name is Kiannaa Sage, and cheers to this video. And I look forward to seeing you next time. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and or choose to follow and share the video if you think it's helpful. Cheers. Bye.